Aunt Marsha, thank you so much for joining me
You
on this.
are so welcome.
This
This
was
has been
fun.
fun. See,
Yeah.
you've got a real knack. See, you could be a talk show host.
Well,
I'm telling you.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. It took me a lot of time to work up to this. It
Well,
was,
how did you even pick this to do? Like, what made you even
that's a
think of it?
great
I would have
question.
never, like, where do you get the idea to
So
do the podcast?
3 years ago, I started Streamline Gaming, which is my site that teaches people how to make and sell board games. And I was doing content for that. And it took part of that, teaching people how to make their games is teaching them the software online. So to do that, I made a video, and that was my first video, and that took me months to do. And every
Huh.
day I would try to amp myself up to get ready to be
Yeah.
on camera, and it was just so terrifying to me.
Wow.
And finally, I sat down one day after fretting about it for months, and I thought, I'm just going to shoot this thing, and I'm not even going to release this because
Yeah.
I'm just worrying about too much. I just need to practice filming myself. That's it. I'm
Oh,
just going to
okay.
practice filming myself. So I practiced that, and I was like, that actually went really well. I'm going to post that.
Yeah.
So, and then over time that
Yeah.
translated into me wanting to do interviews with people in the game design world. And then as I
Oh.
did that, I got a little more and more comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
But as I did that, I realized I wanted to make content that I could share with my family and friends too, that they would be interested in. Because I mean, not everybody's interested in game design, which is okay. Um,
Yeah.
so then I decided I'm going to take those
Broaden.
skills that I learned and make a
Oh,
podcast.
that's cool.
And
Well, and the cool thing is it's just can branch off into different subjects,
yeah,
that you're interested in. That's really neat. Just like a thing that I like to listen to Fresh Air, and I can't remember some of the other ones, where they're talking to people, they're interviewing, and you got to be somebody like what you're doing right now, which makes it easy to talk to. Because when you wanted me to do this, I thought, what am I going to talk about? Well, I don't really have to think of that. That's your job. So
yeah,
you're doing that. You're doing the part where you are, um, getting me to talk about things that are in common with you, and it just takes kind of takes off on its own.
yeah. It's
And
I
I've
find it
watched
really
your other
fun.
ones. I haven't had a chance to watch the one with your mom, but I saw that it was on there. I'm going to go back and watch it. But I watched the ones with your grandparents, and that to me is like a gem. That's a family gem that will be passed for all of your
That's
cousins, your siblings. Because I thought about when, I tried to do something that's not quite like this, because I didn't know you could do something like this. But when mom and dad moved down here from Baltimore, and dad had already been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I thought, well, I need to try to get him to tell me as much as he can remember about his past as possible, and I'll try to get it on a video. So I took a video. I don't even know where it is, but I'm sure it's around here somewhere. I took a video and I asked him some questions, kind of behind the camera, to try to go back as early as possible. And his eyes glazed over and he started talking. And so I have him doing that, and I was going to do mom the same way, and I never did. And I think when you did that, I said, it's priceless. Like, now you have it, and you will always have that special time that you spent, and the love that you show your grandparents is just, it's very obvious, in that setting. And you people walking back and forth in the background. It's so cool.
yeah.
That's like the background. That's your life. That is their life. And that is so cool for
I'm
you
so
to have
glad you
that.
said that. Honestly, okay, when I was first creating videos, a lot of people go through this. They think to put something out there, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be,
Right.
and I tried to do that. And honestly, that's exhausting.
Oh, I
And
bet.
and so with my personal brand, the videos I'm making for my Calvin Keeney website and stuff, with my parents and my grandparents and family and friends, like
Hmm.
I decided I know now how hard it is to make money doing stuff online.
Hmm.
And so with this project, I came into it with, if I never make a dime, if I spend money, what do I want to accomplish even though I don't make money? And that
Yeah.
is, well, I want to capture what it was like with my grandparents, with
Yeah.
my
I
mom,
love that.
our
Yeah.
relationship. So then,
Mhm.
one of the coolest things I've heard is like, how neat would it be for us to be able to see our great 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 grandparents
Yes.
and
Wow.
what they were
Right.
actually like? And so I was
Mhm.
like, 200 years from now,
Yeah.
if I have kids or if my brothers have kids, whoever has, they'll be able to
Right.
see what great great
Exactly.
granddad Calvin was like and great 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 Meemaw
Mhm.
was like. And
And hear how they talk, and you're like, "Wow, they're a lot like me," and yeah, it's really, really cool how that works, and,
I
like, I
agree.
wouldn't have known. I don't know that I was aware that you knew I was sand sculpting, like, because it's every 3 years. It's not like we really, we didn't do that a lot, and so for you to
That's one of
tell
my
me that
fondest
you
memories of you.
remember, I mean, that means a lot to me, and that you remember a lot about those trips, because those trips bonded us as a family because we were so far apart from each other, and, that was the only way we could really spend a lot of time together. When I tell people we do that and we still do that, they just are amazed because they have families that don't get along, or
Yeah, I
they
think
would
it's
never
cool that we're still
imagine being
carrying it
able to
on.
do that for a week at a time. Um, and yet it's special.
It is.
So,
When's our next one?
well, our next
Next
one is
one? Next
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
So yeah, next
So
year.
so
Wow.
this year, 19. So we're doing the Henderson one because
Oh, nice.
we're going to try to do the same kind of thing like every 3 years. Last year, Amber was trying to do her family. And so we try and do the alternate year right before we do the big one
That's fun.
again. So 2020. We hadn't really talked about where we're going to go yet. I don't know who's going to be in charge of that one, but whoever wants to take it on.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lot, but
So I want to go back to what you're saying about the background noise, just
yeah,
because my brain's stuck on it. uh,
yeah.
Whenever this is for more content creators and people just want to capture the moment, like one of the
Mhm.
things that went through my head was it was my first podcast to do for this channel, right? It was with both my
Oh,
grandparents, and I had just bought the microphone and the recorder,
oh,
which was like
wow.
$400, and
Really?
like I spent months debating on whether I wanted to buy these
Right.
microphones and this recorder, and finally I just kept thinking about it, and then
Yeah.
basically coming to the conclusion of I want to capture moments of my life and share that with other
Mhm.
people. And so I finally, $400 is a lot of money to me right now when I'm, transitioning
Yeah.
jobs and making less than I'm spending every month. And
Right.
so, but anyway, I decided, okay, I'm obviously really excited about this. I'm going to make the purchase. So I made the purchase, and about a week later,
Mhm.
my grandparents were in town for Thanksgiving, and I was like, this is the time. Let's test out the
Oh.
equipment and let's do a podcast.
Mhm.
And so that's what it was. And whenever I was setting it up, I was like, this is probably going to be noisy, but oh well, at least we'll kind of hear what
Mhm.
goes. It'll be like someone getting to
Yeah.
sit in at our Thanksgiving
Yes.
thing. And
I
so
like
I'm
it.
glad that you caught on to
Mhm.
that, and the
Mhm.
background noises were interesting and not distracting, which
No, they weren't I mean, I was kinda wanting to see who was back there,
yeah,
but I was like, "Is that," and trying to figure it out, but only because I know your family, and
right.
not because it was distracting me in any way. I enjoyed it. I thought it added a lot to what you were doing,
Well, that's good.
mainly because of the purpose of it.
Yeah.
So, and obviously it's for your family, and I'm part of your family, so it's important that those details are part of that. I think that I like that you said you wanted it in time and basically what we're doing, and that's what you
Yeah.
accomplished,
You
and I think
captured
that's
it. And
you captured it. Now if you'd had dogs barking constantly through the background and you really couldn't hear it, that'd be one thing, but you didn't.
right.
It was just normal,
Yeah.
everyday kind of
Everyone
thing.
behaved pretty well.
They were like, "Oh, what's he doing? Okay, I'm gonna let him do his thing."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a
that's fun.
blast. And it just is it's so cool to like be able to capture us talking and sharing what
Yes,
we
I
had in
know.
common.
Well,
Art,
I couldn't figure out how
Special
we were gonna
Olympics.
do it. I was like, "Well, am I supposed to,
Yeah, you don't
Skype
have to
or
worry
what?"
about it. I'll send
Yeah,
you a link and you click it and then we'll talk.
this is actually a really good link.
Well,
Like,
good. I found this software trying to figure out how to best. I've done this before using Skype, but I had some problems with it. And this,
Yeah.
I'm using Zoom now, the software,
It
and
seems really good.
it's been
Now I've
amazing.
got it. They wanted me to download the app. Is that something I could use for anything else, like
So
talking to other people, or is that
yeah,
just something that was just
so
a one-time thing?
I'm just learning it, so I don't know a lot about it, but I will tell you what I use it for. So the free account you can use, this is software that a lot of businesses use for big team
Oh,
meetings, and so
okay.
there could be 20 of us, our pictures up here talking to
Oh,
each other, and
wow,
but what I
okay.
use it for is a free version, and you can have unlimited one-on-one talks like what we're doing right now,
Oh, okay.
and you can record it, and you can do everything that I needed for my podcast. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm using it for, and the app will probably just help make some of the features easier for you when using a phone.
Okay.
But yeah, you
Yeah.
can start a call, and then it'll give you a
Mhm.
link, and you can send that link to your buddy,
Okay.
and they can
All
join
right.
in. It's really
Wonderful.
easy.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes this might be something when my siblings need to talk about something. Sometimes we try to do a conference call and it's not easy. It's like, okay, that was weird, but this actually might be a way to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you'll have to look at the plans, but I think if you're doing multiple
Yeah.
people, you have to either pay
If it's
or it's
probably have
limited
to
like
pay.
30
Yeah.
minutes or
Yeah.
whatever, but I'm sure
Right.
you could
Well,
figure
not bad.
something out that would work.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
the
cool.
software so far.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that worked out for you.
Me too.
Yeah.